We each have a role to play, and when you find it and you live it, life gets really good. I'm a big believer in what some would call living a purpose-driven life. I truly believe that each and every one of us has a purpose, why we're alive, and a role we can play for ourselves and for others. And in my experience, the more I have committed to finding that and to fully living it, the more amazing life just continues to get. You may already know what your role, your purpose is. It might be so singular and focused, or you could have no idea. I think we all start in that place not knowing, but I think each and every one of us has a sense that there is a purpose, something that we came here to do, a unique niche that we can fulfill, right? Just like every plant, every animal, every life form has a niche, a role that they play within the ecosystem. Humans and every individual has a unique role to play. And I guess you'd say it's multi-layered, right? So, there could be that overarching purpose that you've got, but likely it's going to take shape in many different roles, many different hats that you're going to wear in all your different relationships. So thinking about, relationship to yourself, to your family, to your community, right? There's a role you're going to play that might be slightly different in each of those dynamics. And what I'd love to encourage is obviously, nurturing and nourishing that and growing that, but also thinking beyond to not only society, right? What is the active role of contribution you can play to humanity, but also thinking outside of kind of human communities. What is the role you can play in an ecosystem, right? When you're out in nature, humans are extremely unique. We have a lot of power. We have a lot of influence. And there's a lot of focus on how destructive we are. But I believe we also have a very creative power, something contributive and positive, even within the ecosystem, right? We have an ecological niche that humans can play. And I'm not here to tell you what that is for you. I'm here to invite you to observe, to notice, to embrace, and figure out what that is as you engage with the natural world. So on all these levels, the natural world, within human communities, within humanity and society at large, but obviously, of course, within your own home, within your own family, and within your own community, really identifying and stepping up into that, because life just gets so good when you do, right? If we take the last few years, for example, one of the reasons that I was able to kind of make it through in the way that I did, it was tough, absolutely, but there was a level of grounding and resilience that I had that was directly related to living my purpose. I knew exactly that regardless of what was going on around, I was still focused. I had that as what some people call, the North Star, right? Okay, yes, this is going on, these circumstances, but, here's who I am, here's what I'm here to do, and here's where I'm going. And it gave that focus. So yes, circumstances were difficult, but it made it easier to move in that direction. Plus, it is so fulfilling, right, to fulfill your purpose is self-fulfilling, right? You get incredible affirmations of support, contentment, fulfillment, all that as you activate and live your purpose. So what could it be? Well, I'll share with you mine. And this took a long time to really kind of refine down in the most kind of big and broad overarching way into one statement. So like I say, there's lots of many roles that I play, and I think about, my purpose and all my relationships and the work that I do in the world and all the different forms that takes. But there's kind of one overall arching theme that for me is kind of an umbrella. It's that all-encompassing, that North Star, like if I'm moving in that direction, regardless of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, I know I'm on track. And so for me, that is to inspire positive contribution in the world. If I'm doing that, if I'm living that, hey, I'm making the world a better place. I'm making my world a better place. Everything is good. And it's, even in the darkest of times, whatever we're going to go through in the future, that's a North Star, keeping moving in that direction, right? And then all the kind of, other purposes, other roles that I play within that, within my business, it takes on this element of helping people find and learn how to craft their own food and medicine, right? That fits under the inspiring positive contribution. That's an active expression of that. So I think it's so important, to find your purpose, right? To truly embrace it, to live it. And what oftentimes ends up happening is that it's aligned with a passion. And then boom, just magic begins happening, right? Purpose, passion, and if you feel so inclined, if you can line that up with your livelihood, your vocation, how you support yourself in the world, and, to keep with alliteration of using P's, purpose, passion, profit, meaning livelihood, right? If you can align those three, then the magic really, really happens, and it's a peak pinnacle experience. And I feel so blessed to be able to have that alignment and that absolute deep inner fulfillment that's like a rock. It's a foundation, regardless of what is going on in the world. If you've got that lined up, it's so worth it. It's so amazing, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time to get there. But yeah. Any way I can encourage you, support you in that, let me know. And also, if you're there, let me know. How good does it feel, right? Yeah, life was good before, but yet there was this strong urge and yearning when I was younger to I just want to get to work. I just want to live my purpose. I had a lot of passion for sure. Didn't have a lot of profit. I didn't know yet how to sustain myself in the world. I didn't have a vocation, a career, a livelihood that was aligned with my purpose. And if you're in that stage, if you're kind of teenager, mid-20s, heck, even if you're 40, right, in 50s, I believe it's never too late. There's a natural progression of time, so it might just be your age, and it does take some time. You've got to go through those journeys, those explorations. Very, 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 very few people actually find that in the beginning. It's the hero's journey. It's just part of what we need to go through and carry on with as humans in kind of the arc of our life. And if you're kind of mid to later stage and you still haven't found it, no worries, all good. Society can distract us. We can get pulled one direction or another, but it's that element, that aspect, that yearning inside your heart that knows that it's still out there and that you can still find it. And yeah, in whatever stage of life you can find that purpose and begin living it. Ultimate fulfillment comes from that, right? It's like, what is the meaning of life? Well, we each need to find what is that meaning, what is that purpose for each and every one of us. And when we do, that's when the magic happens. So what's your purpose, right? If you feel bold enough, you feel like you want to share down below in the comments, go for it. It's more of a rhetorical question. Do you know? Do you have it crafted down to a singular kind of all-encompassing sentence? Do you have aspects of it? Are you really solid in knowing that, yeah, this is it? And, there's more work to be done to kind of really hone it in. There's a ton of power, a ton of fulfillment, and a ton of goodness in knowing and living.